Hello, and welcome to episode 3 of 2024.
Woohoo!
Yeah, buddy!
Now, I don't want to disappoint everyone, but I'm not going to be making a sitcom about social media.
What did you just say?
However, I am going to be explaining the similarities between sitcoms or your favourite movie franchise and how to be successful on social media, as far as I see it anyway. Okay, the first thing to think about before we get into all of that is the why. Why are you on social media? Let's take Instagram as an example. It's my biggest platform, so it's probably the easiest thing for me to talk about. If you're on there because you just want to share your pictures and you don't mind what happens from then on, then you don't really need to worry about anything I'm about to say, and you may as well switch off now. But don't, please don't.
Hello.
You're not going anywhere.
If you're on there because you want to build an audience, because you want to build a business in wildlife, or you want to work with brands, if you want to collaborate with brands or even collaborate with other photographers, then you might find it is easier to do that with a bigger following. So like radio and television, social media is really just another form of advertising. Don't feel bad if you actually do want likes, you do want comments, and you do want follows. There's lots of negativity out there that would say, if you're doing it just for that reason, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. I tend to agree with that if it's just what you're doing it for. However, if you want to turn your passion for wildlife and photography into a business, or like I said, want to work with big brands and collaborate with people, then building your following is important to do.
I want you to join me.
So, how do you do that? And what has that got to do with sitcoms? Okay, so let's think about your favourite sitcom, your favourite drama, your favourite movie franchise, and what they have in common. The first thing I would say is consistency. So why is consistency important? Well, once people see your work, and if they like it, they're going to expect to see more or want to see more. If they don't know when that's coming, or it comes every 2 or 3 months or quite randomly, then they won't know what to expect, and they might even forget about it. Like with a sitcom or a drama or a movie franchise, you know something's coming on a fairly regular basis and you look forward to it. And you want to build that anticipation in your audience on Instagram and other social platforms too. The second thing to think about is quality. Now, all the big sitcoms, soap operas, dramas and movie franchises, the reason they do well and have done well for decades and decades and decades is there is a level of quality. You may not like it, but millions of people clearly do. So the level of quality has to be high. And that is no different to social media. Referring back to Instagram, if I'm consistently posting high quality pictures, then I would hope that I would get a decent amount of engagement. To get that high quality, you must always be learning, improving, looking at others, seeing if there's techniques you're missing out on, and trying to develop your skill and your passion. Another thing to think about is personality, or for movies and TV, characterization. If you imagine your favorite TV program or movie, one of the biggest things that draws you in is the actor or the character that's being portrayed. And that's why you tune in week after week after week.
You all know exactly who I am. Say my name.
On social media, that really isn't any different. I know it's difficult for some people to put their face out there or show personality, but it can help dramatically. People will buy into your story rather than just random pictures that go up that don't really mean anything to anyone. Remember, the world we live in now means you can Google pretty much any image you want to see. However, if there's a face to those pictures, people can relate more. And again, it can help your engagement. The fourth thing to think about is finding your niche. So if we go back to the TV analogy, if you're a big fan of fantasy, for instance, there's a good chance you'll love Game of Thrones. It's a very specific niche. If you don't like that kind of thing, you're probably not going to tune in. So, same on social media, on Instagram. If you're posting regularly pictures of small birds like I do, I know that the minute I post something else, it might still be wildlife, like an insect or a mammal, I know my engagement will drop. That doesn't mean you shouldn't post that if you want to. I still post things that I know aren't going to do as well as others. But don't be worried or upset if it doesn't get the engagement as your normal niche stuff does. It's the same with accounts where you're trying to post lots of different types of genre. So you might post birds one week, astrophotography another week, and weddings another week. There's a good chance that account is more difficult to gain following and engagement than one that is niche and posts the same thing consistently every week. And the final thing to think about is longevity. We all know our favourite TV programmes or movie franchises have been on our screens for decades. They all have their ups and their downs. They all have their good episodes and their bad episodes, and they all can have times where you think this isn't really as good as the one I watched before. However, a new storyline's introduced or a new character's introduced, and suddenly viewer numbers go through the roof.
I think we're on a winner here, Tree. All right, play it nice and cool, son. Nice and cool, you know what I mean?
That's no different to social media. On Instagram, for example, I've been posting for about 5 or 6 years and consistently done all the things I've said in the video today. I've had ups and downs. I've had times where my engagement has dropped dramatically and I've no idea why. There's lots and lots of speculation about the algorithm and how to do this and how to do that. But the reality is I've always just thought, keep posting as good a content as I can, as regularly as I can, and show a bit of personality. Some people won't like it, some people will. I'm doing it for my own reasons and I enjoy it. And that's really the main thing. If you know your why, like I said right at the beginning, and you enjoy what you do, keep doing it, follow some of those guidelines that I've talked about today, and you'll find that slowly but surely your following will increase. And remember, don't worry if you do want more followers. It's not that bad a thing. So, to sum up, consistency, quality, personality, niche, and longevity. Do all of those things, work hard at it, but enjoy it, know why you're doing it, and try not to listen to too much noise around you, particularly if it's negative for no reason. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh, and I forgot to add, I've released a new podcast with two of my lovely wildlife photographic friends, Adam Juckes and Mike Phelps. It's called the WildX podcast. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, all sorts of places. And if you like this kind of video, this is the kind of thing we're going to be talking about a lot. Social media, community, mental health, wildlife, photography, the great outdoors. We've got lots of guests coming on as well. So if you like that kind of thing, I'll leave a link in the description and hopefully you'll go and have a listen. Thanks again.